So, as per request, and because Kolin is a top tier waifu, I will now be doing a short, or whatever, comprehensive guide for how to play Kolin, how to approach the character, and the basic tools, strengths, techniques, and setups that have been developed for the character up to this point. So, covering basic fundamentals, she's her walk speed is pretty good. You know, it's okay. It gets her around, and she mainly plays footsies and ground game really well. She has good buttons. She has good buffers. She has good crush counters. She has good hit confirms. She has good jump-ins, especially her jumping heavy kick. And she can navigate neutral against most characters really easily. She has good anti-zoning tools. And you can start to do... her vanity steps are useful in certain situations, but they're not necessarily things that you'll be going for very frequently outside of setups. And Kolin does really good damage and has really good Oki for most situations. She doesn't have she doesn't have the best Oki off of her her air throw or her regular throw. She'll just be in range to check her opponents like that. But beyond that, she gets really good Oki with really good set play. Well, fairly good set play. See, she's not like some other characters who can set up 50-50 mix-ups off of every single knockdown guaranteed. Like she can't. She's not like Zangief who can pull you into his vortex. She's not necessarily a vortex-based character, but she can still set up mix-ups and get really good Oki after she knocks the opponent down in every situation. And she does so much damage that she's only a few hits away from killing you at any point in time. But she has a lot of setups based on icicles that either have to be done in specific situations. Like she can set up icicle setups off of her parries. Whenever she lands a parry, she can get an icicle setup. So you can set up icicles on knockdowns off of most of your combos that will lead into icicle setups. But that being said, what you get the ability to do off of those icicle setups will depend on whether the opponent normal recovers, back recovers, or no techs. And Kolin has different setups that she can go for on predicting whether or not the opponent will do one of those three wake-ups. And has various icicle setups to be used in those situations. You don't necessarily have to do that stuff, though. Kolin is perfectly capable of just playing a solid ground game and not even messing around with icicle set play and just taking her guaranteed Oki in other situations without setting up icicles. And she can play a really strong game by whiff punishing and getting in, throwing, and just playing solid neutral. So as for her basic combo structure, one of her few weaknesses is that without access to meter, she can't really get knockdowns off of her light confirms or anything like that. In fact, if you get a jump in or if you land crouching medium punch at point blank, your only real option to get a knockdown without spending meter is to go for the target combo. And if you're not in range for that, then you'll have to go for a light kick into light parabellum. And light parabellum does not have the greatest setup. It doesn't leave you that close to the opponent, even if it is +2. So, as for her basic combos, you have crouching medium punch into the medium kick target combo. You have crouching medium punch, light kick, light parabellum. You have your light confirm, standing light punch, target combo. crouching light punch, standing light punch target combo, which you can end with either the heavy parabellum for a knockdown or do icicle setups. She has crouching light kick, crouching light punch as a rapid cancel, which can only combo into light parabellum or EX parabellum or hail, her hail setups. And since that's the only way to get a knockdown off of that confirm without spending meter, I would recommend going for this regularly. She also has a point-blank standing hard punch into light kick, into light or EX parabellum, and beyond that, that's pretty much it for what her buttons combo into each other, outside of counter hits. But when she lands counter hits, she gets a lot more stuff. Medium kick will link into another medium kick from further away to link into light kick. Crouching medium punch links into standing medium punch, which can get a knockdown from pretty far away. Any of her light punches can go into medium punch, although you have to be careful with the timing of that, because if you press the medium punch too early, you'll get light punch, medium punch as part of the target combo, rather than light punch then a medium punch. And if you're doing light punch, medium punch as part of the target combo, that's very bad on block. There's also another important counter hit tool is crouching medium kick. At a certain range, you'll be able to combo into light kick, into parabellum, that's your basic crush counter combo with no meter. And for getting extra damage off of a counter hit confirm crouching medium punch, you can link into crouching hard punch on counter hit. With meter, her combo routes usually look like anything that she can cancel into EX parabellum. And your EX parabellum options are as follows. She can do pretty much anything that you want if you want to get creative and start doing weird stuff. But mainly, the damaging option is to go for the heavy vanity step into the air throw. The corner carry and setup option, that is probably the best one to go for if you're just playing a solid game plan, is to go for the medium vanity step into the crouching hard kick, into the medium parabellum, and then take 2 forward dashes for your Oki. She can also just throw out a hail there. She can do medium vanity step into the hard kick, into a hail, and then forward dash to push them into it when they wake up. If you cancel the EX parabellum pretty late, you can do a light vanity step into the Silver's Edge. You can also do your basic 2-bar combo is doing anything in the EX parabellum into EX Silver's Edge, into the light parabellum. You also have the option to side switch by forward dashing underneath them. Technically, she can also go for standing resets by doing the medium vanity step into normals to air reset them, but most people do not use this unless they're doing their options in the corner. In the corner, it's much harder to do the medium vanity step into the crouching hard kick because a lot of the times you'll just go straight underneath them So instead, a lot of people switch up their basic combo to medium vanity step into heavy punch to do the most damage, and just air reset them right there. And another 2-bar combo that you can do is doing the medium vanity step into the crushing hard kick, into the EX light vanity step, into the EX Silver's Edge. That being said, the EX Silver's Edge into the light Parabellum will always do more damage. For another mix-up that she can do, which usually is, it does exist, and if it catches, it's usually not worth it to go for this mix-up, especially if the opponent already knows about it. But you can spend 2 bars in a single combo to do the EX, after the EX Parabellum, you can do the EX Heavy Vanity Step immediately, and then do the jumping medium kick. And then you will stay in front as you air reset them. But if you do the light kick, the momentum of the light kick will pull your body forwards, and you'll reach the other side of them. That being said, this setup is not actually real if you go for the cross-up, because Kolin will be whiffing. Kolin is -4 after she recovers from doing the light kick, whiffing the light kick. So if they're mashing a jab, they will punish Kolin for doing that setup. And you're spending an extra bar of meter to not really get any more damage out of the combo and set up a combo that's not going to do that much damage afterwards. It's not that great of a setup. Those are the main combos. Obviously, hail combos cause extensions to these. Usually you tag them with something and then use the hail to combo off of it. But most of those combos have to do with very specific setups, which I will also be covering. But before then, there's also the matter of the medium and EX medium vanity steps, and the regular forward dash, the V-trigger enhanced forward dash in V-trigger 2. So how medium vanity step actually works is when you're moving forwards, she will continue sliding as she presses her next button. As you can see, she doesn't move forwards when she does, say, standing hard punch, but if she does it whilst during the medium vanity step, she will continue to slide even during the startup of the attack. Because of this, she can stay slightly closer to her opponents as she hits them on hit or on block than she would normally, because she's moving forward slightly during the entire attack, which means that the medium vanity step pressure sequences and combos are slightly different. For example, after hard punch, you can't link medium kick immediately afterwards, but you can link light kick because it's 5 frames. But after the medium vanity step, you're close enough to do the medium kick. So you can do things like crouching medium punch into the light punch target combo. You can do 3 light confirms, like so. On counter hit, on crouching medium kick, you can do standing medium kick. And for her crush counter, her standing heavy kick, she can walk forwards and get another heavy kick into standing medium punch into heavy or EX Parabellum for more damage than she would normally be able to get. with her usual combo. So now, in discussion of Kolin's neutral, she mainly plays pretty close-knit. In some matchups, she can play slightly weirder styles. Some matchups, like Abigail, the way she plays against Abigail, or mainly Abigail, but some other big body characters, is completely different from how she plays against other characters. She can play slightly different against Fireball characters, because one of the things you can do against Fireball characters is that you can do light Vanity step, and it's pretty safe to just throw out, especially after the Arcade Edition buffs that makes it go the exact same distance as the medium and heavy, so it's not, one, so that it's not obvious that you're doing the light Vanity step, and two, so that it gets her out of situations better as an evasive tool. But the follow-up that she can choose to do is also Projectile Invincible, so she can do this and then light Vanity step, just whiff it occasionally, and it's really safe to do. And then if she sees her opponent has thrown a fireball, she can press the follow-up and do the Projectile Invincible move to blow through and punish it really easily. And she can do the same thing against characters with bigger normals, like Abigail. And she can also zone out Abigail with Hail, because he's so tall. So she plays slightly different against those characters and utilizes some slightly different options in neutral more frequently. But for the most part, she just plays grounded footsies. The way her buttons interact with other characters' buttons, as for lows, like low-medium kicks and stuff, she generally beats those out with her light kick and her crouching medium punch. Now, in terms of buffering, you can buffer crouching medium punch easily, like so, but if you're too far away, no matter what you're buffering from, you won't get all the hits of the EX Parabellum or the heavy Parabellum, which will cause them to continue on, but that will cause the opponent to fall out of the combo and then be able to block the ender and then punish it. So you need to be aware of what ranges you're buffering from. She can't buffer into Parabellum from too far away, but her main buffer tools are Standing Hard Punch and Standing Light Kick is a really good buffer if she's about this far away or closer. So the way you buffer Standing Light Kick is I play on pad, and I tend to do a quarter circle forward into the light kick and then press my all three punches button. Like so. And then if it tags a move, it'll immediately combo. You can use it to see if you're about to whiff punish something. And then press all three punches to activate the EX Parabellum. So yeah, she beats lows with those tools. Her light kick is a really strong footsie button in general. And it can also be buffered into light Parabellum rather than EX Parabellum. But for most things, other than crouching medium kicks, like low profiling normals, for everything else, she'll usually be doing Standing Hard Punch. Standing Hard Punch is it's fast. It's really good at whiff punishing things. It can if you see something that's whiffed, it's fairly easy to hit confirm this into something that will lead to a knockdown or a big damaging combo. She can buffer this from pretty far away. And another tool that it can be used a little bit safer is medium kick, actually, which is not quite as good as like some other characters' medium kicks, like Akuma's, but will still function similarly and will beat out other characters' normals, and can be buffered into the target combo or EX Parabellum or medium Parabellum. But it's one of her fastest buttons that can be used for whiff punishing, so it's good to be able to do that on reaction to some moves. And like I said, heavy punch will be your answer to most things. Kolin's crouching medium punch goes really far and is plus on hit and on block, which makes it really good, and you can combo off of it on counter hit at certain ranges. But it's actually not that great of a low profile button. It gets stuffed by a lot of things that hit up there. That was one of the nerfs to it in 3.5, was that it expanded the upwards hurt box. Standing medium punch is also okay at doing this. And of course, her two other useful neutral tools include her back hard kick and her V-skill. V-skill she can combo off of it on counter hit if she catches the startup of something. And back hard kick is a pretty good poke now, has a lot of priority, and has crush counter properties. Of course, back hard kick is only -2 on block, which makes it quite safe. And it recovers pretty quickly. V-skill is -8. They keep making it worse and worse on block, and they already made it a bit worse on whiff than it was originally when the character came out. I guess people abuse this move a lot in neutral, but yeah, you don't want to be throwing this out too much. And if you do, you want to be spacing it. Doing it, either spacing it in front of them when you don't think they're looking to whiff punish, when you think they're just sort of, but you want to use this to counter hit people when they're pressing a lot of buttons to just blow through whatever they're actually doing. Now for Kolin's pressure on block. I already talked about what her counter hit confirms are, but another counter hit confirm that she can do is standing hard punch on crush counter. So crush counter in this game, I already talked about in one of my other videos how when V reversals occur, it pauses the game, which impacts what inputs you're doing at the time, and causes you to have to adjust what time the inputs will actually get read by the game. The game doesn't pause for as long when you do a crush counter, but it does pause a little bit, which means that you can do option selects for canceling moves into specials on counter hit or crush counter specifically, because if you cancel them, if you do the quarter circle into heavy punch parabellum like that pretty late, if the game pauses because of the crush counter, then it'll pause long enough for your late cancel into the heavy parabellum to still be able to be read and canceled off the heavy punch, which will allow you to get a combo like that. So you can do that option select. But it is just possible to counter hit confirm on crush counter. You can just react to the crush counter if you need to, but especially since the option selects for crush counters are slightly because you have to wait longer and because it's less time involved, they're slightly harder to do than the option selects against V-reversals, but... So in terms of Kolin's pressure, well, the way it works is, her medium punches are about 6 frames, crouching light punch 3 frames, all of her other lights 4 frames except for standing light kick, which is 5 frames, medium kick is 5 frames, hard punch is 9 frames, I think? I don't remember what. Crouching hard punch has to be like, has to be 7 frames. I don't remember what hard kick is. Back hard kick is around like 12 frames startup or something. But anyways, and crouching medium kick is fairly slow, but it's still a good button. But anyways, on block, her standing light punch is +2, crouching light punch is +1, crouching light kick is +1, standing light kick is -2, and she can't really easily make a frame trap with this with anything safe, because her light kick into light parabellum is a true block string, and light parabellum is already -4, which is universally punishable by some characters no matter what range you do it at. Same with EX parabellum. So yeah, light kick, the only unfortunate thing about this is that it's not plus on block. Medium kick is also -2. Crouching medium punch is +2, standing medium punch is +2, and due to the recent nerfs, hard punch is -4 on block. Her only other tool for pressure would be her EX hails, which I already made a video on how every single character can punish the EX hails without having to eat any of the pressure afterwards. So this is really only real against Abigail, is the only character that you can freely cancel into EX hails on. So her basic block strings are crouching light punch, standing light punch, crouching medium punch is a good one. She'll be able to counter hit confirm. She'll be able to hit confirm any part of that into a full knockdown. If characters are doing moves that pull their bodies back on startup or are backdashing, you can, instead of crouching medium punch, you can do standing medium punch, which has more range than crouching medium punch. And if you're outside of range, which after these sequences, if you're outside of range to press another button as a frame trap, her other options, she still has strong footsies and neutral tools, so you can still walk around and check with hard punch. You can still do option selects and buffers at about this range with medium kick, light kick, hard punch. You can harass the opponent with crouching medium kick, which is +1 on block. Your biggest pressure tools, for the most part, will be your standing light punch and your medium punch and crouching medium punch. Crouching medium punch is your combo starter. Standing medium punch is what you're using to counter hit confirm at range. So yeah, the basic rule is at any point in time where you're checking the opponent, if you're about this close, you can check the opponent with crouching medium punch, and then it'll combo into standing medium punch, and you can get a knockdown. Further away, you can check them with standing light punch into standing medium punch, or crouching light punch into standing medium punch. Further away than that, you can check them with standing light punch, light kick, which you can counter hit confirm. And further away than that, you can just check them with the one hit of the hard punch, and then either counter hit confirm or option select that on crush counter. And, like I said, because she extends or because she moves forward while she hits during the medium Vanity step. Any setups that you do involving the medium Vanity step on block or when they're not actual combos will allow you to get longer pressure sequences. So you can do stuff like So one thing to note about doing standing light punch over and over or crouching light punch over and over is that you have to put small gaps. If you do it outright, the opponent, it won't create actual frame traps. It'll be true block strings. So you have to create small gaps in between each light punch, like so. So, this is why standing light punch, crouching light punch, standing light punch is a better frame trap sequence, is because standing light punch is 3 frames, which means that you can hit standing light punch and then put a, instead of rapid canceling it or doing it immediately, you can put a tiny gap in between it and it'll still be able to combo. In addition, it is your only 3 light hit confirm that will still be able to link into the full light, medium punch, heavy punch target combo. Like so. And because of that, you can put a delay as such that it will still combo on hit, but it'll create an actual frame trap on block. And crouching light punch to standing light punch is already a real frame trap. So that's the majority of her pressure. She can pressure mostly like most characters, and she can walk forward after she does for her frame traps at various ranges, and then check the opponent. As long as she's plus on block, she can continue to check the opponent, walk forward, and she has tools of checking the opponent and comboing off them if they try to poke out at any range. So from this close, you're going to be getting counter hit confirms, regular confirms. From really far away, you can just check with a light punch, light kick, or crouching medium kick, standing light kick. So I basically categorized every single range that she will be at from her opponent as a number. So what I've basically done is I've categorized it as a number according to what range she'll be at in order to create what frame trap or what counter hit check. So for R0, I've put it at point blank. So ranges where you can counter hit confirm anything, or check the opponent with anything, or go for a throw. For R1, I have designated that as the range at which you'll be about here, and you'll be able to check the opponent with crouching medium punch, standing medium punch, and it will combo on counter hit, or crouching medium punch light hit, or which will combo on regular hit. And that basically covers most of the other ranges, like standing medium punch, light kick on counter hit, anything like that at this range. I've categorized as R1. As R2, I've categorized it as the range where light punch, medium punch will be your best check, or crouching light punch, medium punch. And R3, I have categorized it as the max range where light punch, light kick will be your best check that you can combo off on counter hit. And any further than that is designated as no real Oki. So, off of Kolin's Whiteout, which is that target combo, on normal recover, she'll be at R0. On back recover, she'll be at R2. And the rule for her, for no-teching, for almost all of her knockdowns, the rule for no-teching is as soon as you've seen that they have not teched anything, you can immediately set up a hail. After the heavy parabellum, which is another thing that she'll be landing very frequently, on normal recover, she'll get a forward dash and be at R0. On back recover, she'll be at R1. Off of the air throw, she'll get a meaty standing hard punch. And if the opponent chooses to no-tech, she can set up hail. Off of the crush counter back hard kick, at most ranges where you'll be using it, she can get a forward dash, and on normal recover, she'll be at R1. On back recover, she will get no real Oki. Except for standing hard punch, but she'll be beyond the range of R3. If she anti-airs the opponent with her default anti-air, which is crouching hard punch, I suppose I should talk about her anti-air. So yeah, crouching hard punch is her default. It's pretty good, however, if the opponent's a bit close to you, like forward neutral jumping right in front of you or forward jumping at about this angle, it's not good enough and it'll whiff. So unfortunately in those situations you either have to commit to doing the anti-air parry or go for an air-to-air. Like so. And Kolin can do long-ranged anti-airs. From further away she can do hard kick, which you can combo off of on crush counter. Like so. And she can anti-air from even farther away with B-skill, which will beat out any jumping buttons that they might be pressing, and is generally just a really good long-ranged anti-air. So if you anti-air with crouching hard punch and you walk forwards, you'll be at about the range to check them with standing hard punch if they were pretty close when you anti-aired them. You can also check them with back hard kick sometimes. She doesn't really get that great of an Oki off of her anti-airs. Well, off of her default anti-air, which is that. That being said, if she anti-airs and then cancels into the EX medium Vanity step, she can actually meaty them. But it might be a waste of meter. You have to decide. After anti-airing with the B skill, without getting the actual hit of the B skill, she can forward dash and be at R0 on normal recover, and also on back recover. More like R1 or something. If she actually gets the B skill parry, she can get a forward dash and be at about R1 or R0, depending on whether or not it was an anti-air for normal recover, and be pretty far away on back recover. Off of her Silver's Edge, she can get a forward dash into R0 on either normal or back recover. And off of her default combo with EX Parabellum, medium Vanity Step, crouching heavy kick, medium Parabellum, she can get 2 forward dashes and be at R0 on normal or back recover. So if you get an EX Parabellum, you can also side switch by forward dashing. You could also throw out an EX Hailstorm, the light version, to keep them in your juggle state while you do so. And she doesn't really get Oki off of her super. She can get a forward dash into being +5. But she'll be about this range, and that's about it. She can get a light kick, I guess. And now for the Oki options off of her hail setups. So first, I guess I'll cover the least useful one, which is off of the EX Parabellum. Crouching hard kick into the light hail. The biggest problem with this by far is that you have to forward dash to push the opponent's corpse into the hail for it to actually work as a meaty setup. It will be a meaty setup, and it will be a better Oki option than just doing that, although that will have far more corner carry. So, but it won't let you get any actual mix-ups with left-rights. After you forward dash, even if you forward jump immediately afterwards, you'll always still be on the front side as the hail hits them. So you can't get a left-right with that. So pretty much on normal recover or on back recover, you'll get your light hail into the forward dash and then be able to meaty them, and then you do a combo extension with the hail. If you're reading that they are going to back recover, that means that they're rolling themselves into the hail. And you can walk forwards instead of dashing forwards and see that. And as soon as you see that they've back recovered, you can jump over them and try to create a cross-up. But you can't really, there's actually no way for her to really create a mix-up if the opponent just normal recovers in that situation. But doing that will have to be a read on the back recovery. Well, most of her setups that you can go for to create mix-ups on specific, like you can, off of her regular knockdowns, you can say like do this, and then that will, you can create a mix-up if you're reading that the opponent is going to normal recover, and if you see that they're not normal recovering, then you can do something else instead. So if you do that setup to create a mix-up off of them back rolling, like just walking forwards, you can just continue to walk forwards and just take your meaty. As for the combos on the ground with the hailstorms, off of the light hailstorm, the one that you'll be using if you're primarily reading that the opponent's going to normal recover, your options are you can walk forwards, and then as soon as you recognize that they're normal recovering, you can jump over and have the hail hit cross up, like so, or neutral jump and then come down with a jumping medium kick, like so. Or just not jump at all and just keep moving. And take your easy pressure. If the opponent back recovers with this setup, you'll pretty much just have to meaty them with something else, something from further away. Like so. Another thing you can do if you do the light hail setup is forward dash, and then just take your default meaty with the hail to support you in doing so. And there are setups, I don't really remember them, but it's all based on manual timing and such that you can do after recognizing the opponent's going to say like normal recover or anything. Like, I could set up an ambiguous jump in with if I'm really reading the hail or the normal recover when I do the light hail, so I can walk at about this range. And if I really think that they're going to do the normal recover, I can set up a jump in that while they're blocking the hail, they won't know if I'm going to come down with hard kick, which will stay in the front, or light kick, which will do a cross up. Because, yeah, there is a certain range where she can just choose whether or not she wants to stay in the front, or, like so. So you can set those up with some of her hail setups, but you would have to practice and work on that. Anyways, if you're forward dashing when you do this, that will better cover both knockdowns or both wake up options that the opponent might do. So if the opponent back recovers at such setup, you'll still be able to be at R0 and do a meaty throw. And now for the setups with the medium hail. If the opponent normal recovers and you walk forward, you can just hit them with a point blank meaty. Like so. You can also just do a prediction and do a raw overhead, which will combo into the hail, but it won't really combo off of the hail, so that's just one option you can do. And if the opponent back recovers when you do the medium hail setup and you're walking forwards, you can set up a safe jump or an ambiguous jump in. But really, you're mostly, if you're going to be doing the medium hail, you're going to be forward dashing afterwards. So if the opponent normal recovers, you push them into it, and you can just get R0 pressure with the hail on top of it. And if you see that they back roll, you can create a cross up. More setups that you can do, especially involving the medium vanity step. So the most important thing about any knockdown that you get with the hail is some people like to just no-tech so that they don't have to deal with the hail at all. Any time that you get a person who's no-teching on the hail for any setup, as soon as you see, you can basically time it so that once you see the hail touch the ground, right about there, you do your medium vanity step, and it will be, and you'll be able to get a medium vanity step, which will give you all the benefits of the medium vanity step into a normal. So you'll get those longer combos and those longer block strings. If you hit them with anything into the medium hail, you can do an immediate forward dash and a medium vanity step, and it will always work. On normal recover, they'll still get pushed into the hail, and she'll be able to combo off of it if it hits them. On back recover, she'll be able to get bigger combos. And, basically, on block, it will also, it'll create legitimate frame traps. That being said, on the normal recover, if they have an EX reversal, they will be able to EX reversal in between the blocking the hail and the medium vanity step. Even if you try to block as soon as possible, you'll still get blown up by the EX reversal. Depending on how fast it is. Like, I think you'll probably still be able to block Ed's EX Psycho Upper, but anyways, yeah. So yeah, the most common ones that I would go for is, if you're doing the hail setups, is doing the medium hail into a forward dash vanity step, which covers all options. Medium hail into forward dash, and then wait for the hail to hit, and then forward dash. That will cover all options, giving you guaranteed pressure. That's just your default way to take advantage of the hail. I already talked about the mix-up that you can get if you're specifically reading the back roll when you do the forward dash, which is also fine if the opponent doesn't back roll. Actually, I'm pretty sure, yeah, so if you really want to make sure that the hail actually hits cross-up, and you want to jump as soon as possible immediately while reading the back recover, you can do so by forward jumping immediately as soon as you're done with the forward dash, before even necessarily recognizing that the opponent is back recovering, although it is possible to do if you practice watching for the opponent's back roll. But if the opponent no recovers, or normal recovers in that situation, you can still combo off of it with the double jump in some cases. It'll still be 0 or average on block if you just land regularly anyways, so it's fine. If you're specifically reading the no recover, you can do the medium hail and then wait just a moment and then properly space yourself and then set up a heavy vanity step at a very specific timing, which you can learn. And then you have a slight control over the heavy vanity step, so you can pull it back by holding backwards, or have it move further forwards like that. So at different spacings, you can create cross-ups or no cross-ups that are really difficult to react to or impossible to react to. So if you're reading the back recover, or sorry, if you're reading the no tech, you can do stuff like that. Which, once again, is fine if they normal recover, sitting there and waiting. If you're worried about the normal recover, you can just sit there and wait and do the light hail, and then sort of give up on the back recover. You know, so on and so forth. You can cover all of your options, even if you're looking for specifically the normal recover, back recover, or no tech options to create mix-ups. To create a mix-up off of the normal recover, you're going to want to do the light hail, forward dash, forward jump, and you won't be able to combo off of this specifically in this situation, but you would be able to combo off of it if you just walk forward and do something like that. Another thing for reading the back recover specifically, you can do a heavy hail and then forward dash 3 times for maximum corner carry. And yeah, you can do that. You can set up a medium kick after you're doing the that into the light hail. And if you time it correctly, it'll push them just so on hit or on block that they'll block the hail at the last possible moment. And in doing so, you will be able to create a safe jump. Like so, at a pretty ambiguous angle. So those are all of the hail options that I used when I played Kolin. The hail setups that I would go for. That being said, you don't have to use any of those. You can just go for guaranteed knockdowns and take throws, like every situation. The only situation where you have to know your hail setups is if you're hit confirm, like say you're hit confirming lows or doing an empty low into crouching light kick, light punch, and you don't have any meter to do the EX Parabellum, you're going to have to combo that into a hail in order to get a knockdown. So it'd be good to know your setups and what mix-ups you can create by reading which techs in those situations, even if you're not going to be using them in any other situations. As for her V-triggers, nobody uses V-trigger 1 anymore, but it freezes the opponent, which freezes their stun gauge. This doesn't really help her that much, though. It would be more suited to giving this sort of a power to a zoning character, because what it basically does is it stops the stun bar from going down no matter how long they wait, which would be beneficial to a zoning character that's not playing particularly aggressively, meaning that any damage that they accrue over the time that the opponent is trying to get in would gradually build up, and they wouldn't be able to let their stun go down just by waiting, which a zoning character that doesn't have to be overly aggressive would be able to utilize the fact that they can't just wait it out to their advantage. However, Kolin doesn't really have zoning options. She just sort of plays in the mid-range, and she can't really avoid taking trades and such. So this, the freeze is not necessarily that beneficial to Kolin. It would be amazing if it was given to like a Guile or a Kuma or anyone like that, but, you know, it's only, you know, whatever for Kolin. But mainly, it's like you can combo off this with low medium kick, but once it's activated, it's slightly worse, so you won't be able to combo off of it with low medium kick anymore. You can combo off of it once you're in a situation like this. You can do it a hard kick into the hail, or into the V-trigger. When you're in the corner, you can combo into it and then do a light Vanity step into the Silver's Edge, or if you've already spent some of it, oh, also she has an overhead, which is fine. It's pretty long range, so that makes it decent, but it's pretty bad on block. And it's also not airborne or anything like that, even though it looks like it. It's very easily thrown out on startup, so you can't be doing this too late if you're doing it meaty. And there's certain setups and situations where you can hit this tail end of the second hit meaty, which will let you combo off of it, like there, but point blank. Like so. Her V-trigger 2 is generally considered to be much better. It extends the range of all of her punches, which is something that she gets the ability to do without it costing any of her V-gauge timer to actually do, so she can do this as much as she wants, and it just improves her neutral game. She also gets access to this move, which she can do against projectiles on reaction. It's projectile invincible. And she can cancel it off of normals that she normally can't cancel, like crouching medium kick, which she can buffer, or hit confirm really easily. And it enhances her hails, just makes them bigger and better. She gets access to this. Well, her regular dash changes into that, and if you hold her dash, it becomes basically the same effect as the medium Vanity step, which means that it extends those combos and pressure sequences just like her medium Vanity step does. She can rush in and suddenly just cancel it into light punch, and then go for tick throws on block. She can just like whip punish things from a mile away. It's really strong. One of the other really strong things it lets you do is it lets you just fish for crush counters with heavy punch, and then as soon as you get one, you can just dash in and combo off of it like that, really heavily. Yeah, by the way, that's one of the two target combos that she gets during the medium vanity step or the dash forwards. Like that is crouching light kick, crouching light punch, which sends them flying into the air. She can do a bunch of nasty stuff like that with that target combo. And another target combo is crouching medium punch, crouching hard punch. This one is safe on block, crouching light punch, or crouching light kick, crouching hard punch. It's like a -2 or something. This one is not safe on block. It's -6 or -8, I forget. Crouching medium punch, hard punch. But it does do a lot of damage, and it is +5 on hit, which allows you to immediately link it into medium kick for bigger combos. So that's one of your best combo starters. So the fact that you can do that in V-Trigger as soon as you get a crush counter from anywhere. Like so, and you can do just tons of damage. This also gives her access to this move that she can do during the medium vanity step or while she's dashing, which will side switch with the opponent. It's pretty safe if you just do it like this. You can side switch really easily. On hit, or just at all, you can press the button again and go like that, which feels like it's not a very good knockdown because you're stuck and you can't move for very long, but this is actually a hard knockdown. Akuma can only get up from that one way. So you can set up meaty situations with that as well. And it does cause the moderately useless stun system. The knockdown that she gets off of this is really good. So yeah.
Kolin wins.